My name is Joe Leonard. I've been carving for 50 plus years. I started out in the advertising field years ago after art school, and then gradually got into the carving clubs in Cleveland area. I guess I could say I'm self-taught. The big thing is designing. I've been able to visualize three-dimensionally, which is a good thing, and it doesn't always turn out that way. I mean, I'm sure it's not perfect by any way, shape, or form, but most everything has been pretty neat. I'm going to do a little bit of sanding on some of this to get rid of the chisel marks, but it shows how much smoother the mane is going to look when it's all said and done. It doesn't take a great deal. And a lot of times I was told by some folks, well, you should never touch sandpaper to the wood until you're done carving because it dulls the chisels. Well, I've not found that to be true. Because a lot of times we do this and then it just smooths things out and makes the mane flow so much nicer. And we did that on, I've done that on most of the carousel horses that I've done too, with the tails and the manes and such, because you don't want on those you don't want the chisel marks in. Someone had brought a carousel horse in that needed front legs put on it. I did that for them, and that evolved into the carousel world, which I've been pretty active for the past 40, 50 years, and doing a lot of restoration on old animals. The majority of the pieces, the carousel animals, are made of basswood. It's soft to medium hard, and it paints very well, it sands very well, and it holds up very well. My work's in several foreign countries, actually. We did carousel horses for Disneyland Paris in France. We created 17 monster horses. They were 6.5 feet by 7 foot, roughly. There's standers, prancers, and jumpers. The standers have 3 legs down, typically, and 1 raised. The prancers have the back legs on the platform, front legs raised, and those are stationary. Then the jumpers are the ones that go up and down. They have all legs above, or moved up above, or tucked under them, rather. This was a leather wheel here, so it's a little more aggressive, I guess. I'll usually hit them on these and like sit upside down a little bit. Test with the thumbnail. Nice. Should feel like glass when they're done and ready to go. The dragon I'm working on is going to be a winter dragon with fur instead of scales, as per the collector's wishes. And he's 8 feet long. His wings are going to be tucked like he's diving. We have to make up, get a friend of mine does, Amish friend of mine does welding, or we'll weld the base up for it. As far as the painting and stuff, that's strictly out of my jurisdiction. That goes to Liz, and between her and the collector, they decide what it's going to be like. But this one, having fur instead of scales, is going to be kind of interesting because the fur has to have a lot of movement to it, like he's doing his thing. And this is going to be fur coming down through here as well, so we just got a rough definition here. So this will be almost like not quite a mane, but it's going to have that similar effect back in here. It's been a challenge, yeah, and just of that magnitude, of that size. I mean, he's going to be pretty heavy, but I haven't gotten into the wings yet. My best design time is usually like 4 or 5 in the morning when I'm laying in bed trying to design and figure out this stuff. I can picture it somewhat, and most of the time they come out pretty good, I think. I've been able to capture most of the stuff, and whatever anybody's asked me to, I've pretty much been able to do, I think. I've been at this for a long time, and I tell people I'm too dumb to work for somebody else. I work for myself. But how'd you get into this? I didn't know any better, and I still don't, you know. But as far as where it's going to go from here, I have no idea. But yeah, it's great to have it continue. I was told years ago, all the CNC machines and computers are going to put you out of business. No, I never believe that, because there's people that always want one-of-a-kind individual. The machines cannot do everything. They're getting pretty good, but there's still that personal touch that it just doesn't happen. I'm fine with teaching people and show them whatever I can show them, what I've learned. I'm not saying everything I do is correct, because others are going to show it to them differently, but that's for them to pick and choose, I guess. And so Lord knows where it's going to go. I mean, you know, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. And I had one kid ask me in one of the workshops, or one of the schools I taught at, he says, how much longer do you think you're going to be able to do this? I don't know. I said, it was an interesting question. I said, well, this was 20-some years ago, so I'm still doing it. So I guess I'm doing something right. We've survived it for over 50 years. So.